Welcome to the castle, everybody. This is Nightsaber Z42, and today we are taking a look at the Roll20 Reserve for the month of August. This is Nautiloid Battleship Dynamic Lighting Maps by MikWewa Maps. As your party sets sail on the Astral Sea, you'll need ships for your players to explore and hijack. MikWewa's Nautiloid Battleship with dynamic lighting is the perfect addition to your Spelljammer Adventures in Space campaign, which is out August 16th, which is today, the day that this video is coming out. So MikWewa's already had some maps that have been put out on the Roll20 Reserve earlier this year, actually, and I've already taken a look at their page, but of course we're going to take a look at their page yet again to see if there's anything new. So we are Mikey and Wewa, an artist couple behind MikWewa Maps, and they have lots and lots of stuff. So I'm actually going to just kind of scroll down and just take a quick look, show what they've got. A lot of it is fantasy stuff. There's like a couple of adventures. There's just I think I saw like one, maybe two sci-fi specific maps, but most of it is fantasy. And there's a lot of wilderness stuff, some caves and some things that you would use for like dungeons. There's some different ethnic, I guess, maps like Japanese inspired, Egyptian inspired, things like that. Their art really does stand out, I think, in the way that their colors pop. So if that's more of your style, then they definitely have a lot to go off on. And they are definitely gearing up for the Spelljammer release with all of these different Spelljammer type ships that they've been putting out. So like that Nautiloid Battleship. Some of these have dynamic lighting, so you might see repeats, and some of them do not have dynamic lighting. So if you're looking to save a buck or two, then definitely go without the dynamic lighting. And if you really do need that dynamic lighting, you can always put it in. I think I made a tutorial about that at some point. So let's take a look at the actual set. Nautiloid, dynamically lit, ready to play battle map pack by MikWewa. Decks included slave, cargo, battle, lower battle, scout, bridge, command, and outer shell. And that is our load-in page. We have a background for the Astral Sea, or at least their interpretation of it, which actually looks pretty nice, I'll admit. Then we actually have some of the ships themselves. This is the outer cargo. And something that really does kind of confuse me a little bit, I'm going to zoom out here. The edges really kind of confuse me just a little bit, because when you move the ship around, you have that hard edge, and I'm not really sure if that's supposed to be like that, like if that's actually how the ship is supposed to be, or if it's just that they ran out of space for that. I'm not completely sure. It just really does confuse me, though. There's the dynamic lighting stuff, if you're really interested. Here's the slave deck. Of course, if you want to use that Astral Sea, you're going to have to copy this and paste it over there. And a different color variant. So if you really want a certain color for your ship, then you can go ahead and use that. Cargo hold. With whatever that is. Sorry, I'm not actually full up on my Spelljammer lore just quite yet. But I'm actually kind of excited about the new Spelljammer stuff coming out, and I actually didn't realize that it was coming up this soon, like today, the day that this video is coming out. So I might actually go to my local game store and pick up the set, because I'm more of a sci-fi type of a person, not really that big into fantasy these days. But having fantasy set in some sort of a space where you can actually travel to different places and things like that, that actually does interest me. And here we go. That was the slave deck at night. I'm not really going to go ahead and show those, but I will keep going for the cargo deck. kind of feels kind of weird having a night and day variation on a ship, but I guess if you really need that, it's here. Look at that ballista there. What area is that? That is the cargo deck, but at night. And then we have the empty cargo deck, which I kind of find interesting that it's supposed to be empty, but you still have this ballista here. But then there's one that doesn't have it, so there we go. The battle deck. Let's take a look at that. Ooh. I'm not gonna look at that. That looks pretty sweet. And more weapons to use. I'm actually coming to appreciate the fact that a lot of these map makers use doors and entrances in a different color. Oh, look at that. One way. Ooh. I have not explored a lot of this stuff in a long time. So that was actually kind of new to me to see that. Empty battle deck. Let's get something new. The lower battle deck. Okay. So I guess this goes down. Can we find that? Oh, I guess it would go down to something like this, possibly. Yeah, that kind of fits. Yeah, I see there's the ladder and the shadow. Okay. Very interesting. Would have been nice. Well, I guess that is kind of with the second floor included. Here's the bridge. And different flavors of colors for whatever you need for the command deck. Sorry, that was the command deck. And then the torches that you see hanging around here, which only provide illumination. So if you go to the actual background pack, you won't see the light. This is just so when you have dynamically lit stuff, there is a light source that's going in. So it might not be complete darkness for your characters. So you would hide that torch and set it to have some sort of illumination for the, let's see, where am I? For your dynamic lighting stuff. So there you go. So that is the Nautiloid Battleship dynamically lit battle map. And this is definitely going to be useful for those who are going to dig really deep into that Spelljammer stuff. I don't know what sort of stuff is going to be included in the Roll20 Spelljammer stuff, whether they're going to have like ship maps already or things like that. But I guess if you really do need some, this one's free if you're a subscriber, and that's actually going to do it for here. Feel free to leave a comment down below, give this video a huge thumbs up to support the series, and subscribe if you would like to see more. And I will see you guys in the next video.